strap up, protect your chains, and make sure your Broncos coverage isn't...
Hello, listeners, and welcome you back to the In-Com-Plete podcast, where your Coast to Coast hosts provide you with news, coverage, and opinions of all things Denver Broncos, plus anything else that's on our minds. I am Ty, and I enjoy my wonderful co-host and best friend Kelly. 8 straight wins, 9-2 on the season. In control of the AFC West by 2 games with 6 games to go. If you told me in September this is where the Denver Broncos would be at the bye week, I honestly would not have believed you.
We were hopeful, though.
We were hopeful.
We were cautiously hopeful.
And it's paid off?
And no, this is not where we thought we'd be.
I actually went back while I was doing my notes. I'm like, where did I have us right at the bye? So I looked, and we were going to be... Oh, I was only 1 off. I predicted us to be 8-3 at the bye. Which was a lot of false hope, but...
Well, we were like, oh, this sounds a little crazy to us.
Yeah, I was like, this seems a little far-fetched. But it is what it is. And you know what I'm going to do?
You were closer than me. I had a 6-5.
Oh, wow. 6-5. Alrighty. Well, before we do start, I do want to provide, in case you were living under a rock, because this is by far the greatest thing we have ever seen.
Or if you just want to see it again.
Yes, or if you'd like to see it again.
I don't know anybody who lives under a rock. Yeah, you say that a lot. And I'm like, I don't know anybody who lives under a rock. But I know a lot of people that would like to see this again.
Yes, absolutely. So, here we go. Oh, hold on. First, the Travis Kelce base. Actually, I don't know if it popped up. Oh, I don't. Oh,
No,
hold on.
I'm like, what are we looking for?
Let me try that again. Sorry.
Okay.
I goofed. Let's try it again. Well, first we'll see the catch.
He's deciding whether to run. They're inviting the run here, but don't do it.
Here's Nix on 2nd and 8. Going for a big throw, and it's caught by Franklin. 35 yards, Will Lutz. He's already made 4 today. Lutz in the clutch, and the Broncos have won it.
And it's sad, Travis Kelce. And that's how it ends. Oh, I actually lost you. Hold on.
No.
Oh, I see what's going on. Hold on. Hold on. The stream on my end is a little messy. Let's see. Oh, I see what's going on. There we go. Gotcha. All right. So, yeah, as you said, unless you lived under a rock, that is what happened.
Or want to see it again.
So sorry for it seemed like there was technical difficulty on my end, but it seemed like everything went well. But before we continue, as you all saw, we are celebrating for the 8th straight time a what, Kelly?
Victory.
A victory. And I'm pretty sure that's now 2 months in a row. No, yeah, that's 8 weeks in a row. So 2 straight months of victory podcasting. Oh, good idea. I should probably take a shot as well.
Well, that's what you said we were going to do if we beat the Chiefs.
Oh my gosh, I did say that, didn't I? See, I forgot.
Oh my goodness, that's the only reason why I sent it to you beforehand.
I thought you were like taking like an actual like on the rocks or like a neat one. So
No, you said
and
if we beat KC, I'm doing shots on the podcast.
Okay, that's right. I did now. Now it's coming back to me. I do remember that now.
Oh my goodness.
Well, maybe that was just me. Like, oh, it's not really gonna happen. Then, like, oh yay, we win. Like, oh yeah, I did say we would do that. So, I do have a Stitch one. So, cheers for all that I mentioned earlier. The 8 straight wins, 9-2 on the season, in control by 2 games in the AFC West with 6 games to go. For everyone to have a fabulous holiday season, and for the Broncos to be even more successful and healthy the remainder of the season, and of course, to you, Kelly.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yes. Oh, yep. Yeah, I had to keep the headphones from falling off my head.
Okay, there's your shot of whiskey.
All right. And now you can officially say at the end, we really are a shot of whiskey. So, we have a lot to break down from this game. I don't even know where to begin. So, I mean, I know where to begin, but just we beat Kansas City. We beat a Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs team.
Okay, so I got 3 little things. I didn't even classify them as bad or ugly. They're just the boring stuff we got to get out of the way.
Okay.
One, our blocking is on screen. If Sean Payton is going to continue to call screenplays, our blocking on screenplays must improve.
Oh, absolutely.
That's it. I mean, there's no need to expound on that. We've been saying that since week 1. It continues to be a problem. He did not call as many screens this week.
Mm-hmm.
But the couple that he did, still terrible blocking. I feel like Tom Hanks at the end of League of Their Own.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You know, where, I've been screaming it, and it's like, just work on it. Just fix it.
Yes.
Missed tackles.
Yeah, especially the one on the Kelsey touchdown.
Yes. I love Hufanga. He's a great safety. He's probably the best safety in the league right now. He flies around. He reminds me so much of TJ Ward, who I love so much. But you've got to wrap up on those tackles and not let people get by you.
Absolutely.
There's a couple other missed tackles. So again, just fix it. Fix it.
Yep.
And the penalties still just kill us.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to go into a big thing about the bad reffing in this game because I feel like it was bad on both parts. I'm still going to say Riley Moss is profiled and it's racism.
Oh, shit.
But he does have to stop grabbing guys.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I mean, when he said after the game, we're going to tape the boxing gloves on and, I would like him to play like Talib did. And I remember getting a huge, like half a day long Twitter debate with somebody who did not like Talib. Mm-hmm. Because he said he plays for the pick too much. But Talib playing for the ball made him not commit too many PIs because he was playing on the ball and not on the man. So, because my one knock on this defense would be that we don't get a lot of turnovers. Right. We got a great one. We got a great one this week. We're going to talk about it. We're going to celebrate it. I'll probably take another shot while we're talking about it. But, when everyone says, oh, this team's better than the no fly, this defense is the best ever, I'd really like to see more turnovers caused by my defense.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, someone please go play catch with Hufanga.
I actually was just about to mention that. So I think I saw someone on Twitter mention that like he
So-
needs to go hit the jug machine, basically.
Yes. So I need and the only reason why I want to go into it, because on that play you just showed,
Mm-hmm.
Franklin was offsides. He's false started.
Really? I missed that.
Yeah, and the Chiefs pointed at it. The one reason why the defensive guys half a step behind, because he's too busy going like this to call him for the flag, that he let Franklin get that half step on him.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
So there are things, I think we nitpick the refs. We especially nitpick the refs because of how many penalties that we get. And there's a lot of that they miss. They missed, the arm around Franklin's waist. They missed, oh my goodness, there was some OPIs that they missed on the Chiefs. But I feel like this, if I really broke down the all 22 and kept a tally, I think they missed just as much as on us as they missed on the Chiefs. And in the long run, we win the game. So it's not worth yelling about how bad the reffing is.
Right.
Reffing is bad all around the league. Every game I watch, I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing? This crew annoyed me because they needed so many conferences.
They did. Actually.
Jesus Christ, you threw the flag. What's the flag? just what? I mean, you don't meet and discuss the flag. Just what is the flag?
And the meeting should basically take like a 5-second conversation. What did you see? I saw this on this. And like, all right, now I'm going to go to the coaches. It should be like that.
Yes. So I don't understand the things. I also get really, really mad when the person by the play doesn't throw the flag, but the ref 30 yards away does.
Yeah, I did see that a lot.
So that's why I say like Moss is profiled. And I really, really hate when there's no flag on the play and then a player begs for it and then it comes. And it's just like the Raiders pissed me off because they kept trying to spot the ball for the refs. Motherfuckers, you aren't the ref. Go away. And so I really hate when the play is gone. The one flag came in after the touchdown celebration. If it takes you that long to throw the fucking flag, keep it in your pocket.
Right.
The touchdown has been scored. It has been called. The celebration has taken place. You can't now throw the flag.
It's hilarious at this rate, honestly.
So, but again, I feel the Denver Broncos are picked on a little bit. And especially the bullshit one where the ref runs into Sean Payton. And so Sean Payton gets called. What the be so for real.
Be so for real.
But every game I watch, I'm just like, what the fuck are the refs doing? And this is why I've said it before the season. I say it again. Reffing needs to go back to where the people that are a referee are something else outside football season, and that they are only a referee for this short amount of time for not as much money because they love being a referee and they love the sport of football.
Absolutely.
Because it being this profession where this is all we do, and then I still need a 12-minute conversation to know why I threw a flag is just pissing me off.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all I got for ugly, bad, or indifferent. And most of it wasn't even on the Broncos.
All right, so I do have, you kind of nailed almost everything. The one thing that I saw that was really bad, and granted, if the play were successful, I probably would have said that he was the most genius person. If it ended up being really, really bad, it would end up ugly. But what was that play call having RJ Harvey throw it to Bo Nix?
Oh my God. Oh, stop with the trick play. Just play football.
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't know what that is. it's what makes me believe when people say Sean Payton wants to be the smartest in the room. It's just ridiculous. It's just, if we were up by 2 scores
Sure,
and like,
go for
okay,
it.
there's only 4 minutes left. You're not really going to come back. Let's go for this. And then we'll settle for the field goal. We'll be up by, you guys need 3 scores. So it doesn't look like we're running up the score on you. Okay. Okay, fine. When we haven't scored yet.
Yeah, I think we were
Why
on
are
3-0
you
at that
wasting
point.
it down? Why do you try to do it then? And especially when you saw how badly it went against the Raiders.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is this? Instead of just running the ball or throwing a screen pass or doing what's got us down the field so far, I know. Let's do something.
Let's do the most ridiculous thing that we can do, just so we can catch the Chiefs by surprise.
And especially when the game's not in hand, because if something screwy goes on and it's an interception and swings momentum, it may end up losing us the game.
I look back at that play and I tell you, I think if Nix had not gotten his hand on it, that was going to go the other way.
I thought it was an interception when I was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Harvey's not a quarterback. He did not throw the ball well.
Yeah, there's a reason why he transitioned from quarterback to running back. So let's not try that again, please. If you're gonna have a play like that, have it with someone who's actually thrown a football, like maybe Cortland.
Well, or like I say, if we're up 2 scores, if we're up 17 points and there's only 3 minutes left, okay, let's try a trick play.
Yes.
And then if we settle for a field goal, we're up 16, and then we're not running up the score. But geez,
not when you're up 3-0 in the first quarter.
And it could have gone the other way for 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because you're basically looking at possibly being 7-3 and like, oh, we need to play catch up. And that could have easily swung the momentum so far the other way. So let's not try that again. But that was all I had to. So how much of this good should we get into?
All of it.
All right. So you go ahead. Go first.
Okay. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Because I complain all the time and remind us that there are 3 phases of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about how all 3 phases of the game were successful.
Absolutely.
Special teams, 0 mistakes. Mims got us in great field position. He had 3 returns for 100 yards.
Beautiful.
One, I think, was 70 yards, and the other 2 were 15, but still much better than what we've been looking at. The punter that, I was complaining about a couple weeks ago, perfect punts, good punts.
Yep.
Our special teams, you know why we won? Because they blocked that extra point.
Yep.
Good job, Crom. And then Will Lutz, 5 for 5 on field goals, plus 5 of those 6 kickoffs that he had were within 1 yard line of the end zone. So 1 went like 1 deep, 2, and then 2 landed at the 1, and like 1 landed like at the 4. But 5 out of 6 were within the 1 yard line of just a touchback.
Love it. And
so
I want to give Will
all the complaining I do. That was a perfect special teams game.
Yes. I will give Will Lutz some credit on the field goal that tied the game at 19. It was a 54-yard field goal. The way the game was going, you're like, oh gosh, this is gonna be a little rough. But he just boom, nailed it, and it looked like he even had room to spare on that kick. So the fact that he was 5 for 5, but I think the most critical field goal he made outside of the game winner was the one that tied the game up. So kudos to you, Will Lutz, or as what they're saying around in Broncos country, Big Nuts Lutz. All right. I've got so many notes here. I had to I had to write it on the side here. Return of the Mac, Jaquan McMillan, with 2 sacks, 1 interception, 6 tackles, and 1 pass defended. That man was basically, he had the game of his career in a game that, oh my gosh, Denver, they didn't need the win, but it was so
Yes, we
good
did.
that they did. Yeah, we did need it. But I think the fact that Kansas City had a lot more to lose, and the fact that Jaquan McMillan used that and had like the game of his life against the Kansas City Chiefs, he got 2 of the 3 sacks on Patty Mahomes, or as you like to call him, Dirty Kermit.
He did 3 drives. He did
Yep.
3
And
of the
did
drives.
3 drives.
And that interception, it was vital because they were going to come away with at least 3.
Yes.
Instead, they come away with nothing, and we got a touchdown.
Absolutely. So, Return of the Mac. Love it. Let's see what else I've got here. I'm gonna get. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead. Actually, I still am thinking.
I have Pat Bryant.
Yes.
He had no negative plays. He caught the ball at least once on every scoring drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then, with him, I have Franklin because, wow, those drop balls had me hot. He stepped up in the big moment.
Yes, he did. All right, let's see. You know what? I'm going to give this one a really good, and it's kind of like a combination of 2. Denver's facing a 3rd and 15 on their final drive. Guess who steps up? The not self-proclaimed, but the Broncos country proclaimed Mr. Third Down, Cortland Sutton, with a beautiful 21-yard catch to keep that drive going to get the game-winning field goal.
Even though it's a terrible spot.
Yes. Well, I think the next catch was the terrible spot.
Oh, okay. Bo Nix.
Yes.
He had almost 300 yards. I understand that he has no touchdown, and while I would love my quarterback to have 400-yard games and 4 touchdowns every game, his 300 yards, you know what he didn't have? He didn't have any turnovers.
0 turnovers.
But also, more important than his play is Chris Jones admitted in his press conference that Bo Nix read the defense on that Franklin catch.
Yep.
And called the play accordingly. So yes, Bo Nix is a second-year quarterback. He is in his sophomore slump. There's still some development he needs. There are some steps that he needs to take. But he sat there in a divisional game trying to stay in the running for the first seed against the Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs that are just flawless football, according to the announcers, and read the fucking defense and made the play.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Which, speaking of, I do have another good that I just thought of. And hearing what you said, we're going to go ahead and throw out Mr. Jay Weaver. The Broncos are the number 1 team in the AFC. Let's fucking go! Riding high. the Broncos are the #1 seed right now.
Oh, it feels so good. I've missed this feeling.
It's been a feeling that has just escaped us for years upon years upon years.
A decade.
A decade, yes. Oh, that was all I had.
Really? Okay,
Dogman-
third phase of the game. Defense all the way around. Played absolute lights out. Kansas City was 1-4 in the red zone and only had the lead for 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
So for 54 minutes and 40 seconds or 20 seconds, we had the
20.
lead. 20. We were either tied or had the
Or
lead.
we were tied, yeah. But all the way around, Patty Mahomes was not comfortable. Receivers weren't really open. Kansas City abandoned the run, but their running game really didn't get them anywhere when they did it. That's probably why they abandoned it. And I know Pacheco was hurt. But I don't want to hear it because Surtain was out. Singleton was out. Ellis was out.
Honestly, the Chiefs were
Dobbins
more
was out.
healthier. The Chiefs were more healthier than we are, and yet we're still hearing the excuses. It is just, we were more hurt. Honestly, the bye could not come at a better time. I just don't
remember,
have much more.
Kansas City was coming off their bye, and they kept flashing the stat that they're 22 off their bye. Andy Reid had a whole extra week to prepare for Denver.
Oh, I just thought of another good. Because it made me think about how you said Knicks hasn't turned the ball over. The Broncos won the turnover battle in that game. Mahomes had his interception.
One.
Denver didn't turn the ball over at all.
I just said that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When I said
Well, about that Knicks. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so hyped. I was like, oh yes, this is. And then, oh yeah, that's right. It was so nice that we won the turnover battle. I had to say it again. Let's say that.
Okay.
All right. Anything? Oh gosh.
Okay. If we're done recapping, I do have something to say though.
Go for it. Okay,
so first, I would like the world to kind of pump the brakes a little bit on the Chiefs' reign being over.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we're celebrating a little too soon that the whole house of cards has come down. This is possibly Travis's last year.
Yes.
But that's not guaranteed. And it's not like the organization, after a fucking decade of winning, is just not going to regroup.
Oh, right. Absolutely.
It's not like they're not going to, they're not just going to decide, oh, well, Denver won the West. We're all done. That's not how it's going to go. Mahomes is only 30 years old. We have so many years of him left.
He's really only 30 years old?
He's really only 30 years old.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Remember, even guys that stay in college for 4 years, they're 22.
So he's only been in the league for 8 years. Oh my goodness! I thought he's been in there longer than that. Well,
and
that's yeah.
And then RG3, did his political science degree in 3. He was out a year earlier.
Yep.
So, it feels longer than it used to. Because now quarterbacks can't get touched or breathed on, so they hang around longer.
Right.
Quarterbacks weren't playing into their 40s. Brady, Rodgers, Flacco. They went the fuck home at some point. However, regrouping may be difficult because their salary is going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
So they're projected to be over the 2026 cap. Again, I've admitted many times I don't know how to do salary cap math. So somewhere between 48.8 and $60.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't figure out where to carry the one. But it's not, I think if you sit Mahomes down and go, look, homie, I know we owe you like $285 million this year. Can we like cut a check? I think Mahomes will sit down and restructure. That's what it is.
Yeah,
78 million.
Okay.
Mahomes hit is 78.2 million. But it's
Wow.
not like I don't think he'll restructure that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
And Chris Jones is the third highest paid on the team, and he ain't looking like he's worth it.
Yeah, they were talking a lot on the broadcast about how he's had his struggles this year.
And I also want to point out something. Andy Reid wasn't an overly successful coach when he came to the AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't as respected, as revered as he is now.
Right.
He wasn't called a genius like he's called now. I remember. Petrus Farms remembers. Okay. When he came to the league, or when he came to the conference,
Mm-hmm.
the Chargers coach was Norv Turner, the Raiders coach was Dennis Allen, and the Broncos coach was John Fukc.
Okay.
Since then, he has continued to face, he struggled against Gary Kubiak and Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
Then Vance Joseph, then Vic, then Nathaniel Hackett.
Mm-hmm.
For the Raiders, after Dennis Allen, there was Tony Sparano. Sorry.
I was like, oh, a soprano not ref, coach the Raiders.
Yeah. Spinero, Jack Del Rio, Gruden, who did not have a good run, Rich Biscasio.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Josh McDaniels for a short time.
Mm-hmm.
And Antonio Pierce. Then the Chargers were sporting Nerve Turner, Mike McCoy, Anthony Lynn, and Brandon Staley. Now he's coaching against Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh.
3 very well-respected coaches.
So his AFC West tenure, if he doesn't make some adjustments and get a little more creative, he may be out of his league. So again, I am not ready to go, yeah, the Chiefs suck again. But they sure as hell sucked on Sunday. And while I think they will make moves to not suck and be a 500 football team, I think it's going to be a little more difficult than they think it's going to be.
Oh, absolutely. It's been so many years since that Andy Reid has pretty much ran the AFC West. And that was even before Patrick Mahomes. It basically, it sealed the deal when Peyton Manning officially retired. But there's always no matter for how long you reign, no matter whatever sport it is in, other teams will find ways to find blueprints to their success, blueprints on how to defeat you. So it was only a matter of time. And I think we've mentioned it, and I know I've mentioned it to others in years past, that there will be a time that the Chiefs' reign will end, and it's going to start going down. Will it go down this year? I'm not too sure. It's going to depend on how the rest of the season goes. But I agree with you that the fact that Andy Reid is now going against those 3 head coaches in the AFC West, 3 very well respected coaches, it's
I
not
don't
going to
think
be
he's
easy.
a genius of the group anymore.
Absolutely. I don't think so either. He had his little run, had his 10 years of dominance, which included quite a few Super Bowls. Thanks a lot. But I think the time's coming. I think everyone, even other teams outside the AFC West are adjusting to him. So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, now last week, rumor was even Sean Payton was thinking about getting another quarterback into Denver because he was losing patience with Bo Nix.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know. After a 10-7 win, I don't know. I don't know what to say about Bo Nix anymore.
Right.
Suddenly, Bo Nix beats Patty Mahomes, and now there's charts and graphs on the decline of Patrick Mahomes over the last 3 seasons. So that's why I'm like, okay, I know. I've heard all the talking heads. The Chiefs' reign is over. The dynasty is dead.
Just wait.
We won this battle. The war is not over.
Mm-mm.
But they're going to hit salary cap problems.
Mm-hmm.
And while some of that can be worked out, they are missing a few pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to just stick pieces into the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be really interested if Reed steps up his game, because I mean, it's kind of easy to look like a head coach genius up against Nerf Turner, Dennis Allen, and John Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel Hackett, Josh McDaniels, and Brandon Staley.
Right.
But that's not who you're up against anymore. Now you're looking at Sean Payton, Chum Gum Chewer, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. And I'm going to add this real quick before I forget it. The Chiefs are 5-5.
They're 500 team.
They're 5, which beautiful. They're a 500 team. A lot of people said, a lot of analysts like, is this team even going to make the playoffs? Is this team going to come in as a wild card team?
They got to win out.
They basically kind of do have to win out. But I'm not going to believe.
Can we win on Christmas Day and it'd be the best Christmas present ever?
I mean, depending on how the rest of the season goes, the best Christmas present would be eliminating the Kansas City Chiefs from playoff contention.
Yes.
Which very well could happen. I was looking at their schedule the other day. They have the Colts this weekend. Then they have the... Hold that thought. I'm going to look real quick just because I had it. I just lost it. They play the Colts. Then they have a short break and have to travel to Dallas, or Arlington, I should say, to play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Then they get the Texans. And then I think it's the Titans. I'm going to double check real quick. No, it's not the Titans. I'm sorry. It's the Chargers. then the Titans, then the Broncos, and then the Raiders. They're lucky that they're actually very fortunate that most of those games are at home. The easier ones, or the ones that are on the road, I should say, are the teams that are like under 500. The teams that are like playing for the playoffs, they play them at home. But still, the Colts, the Chargers, the Broncos, that's 3 right there. Texans and Cowboys are fighting for a playoff spot. So pretty much the only 2 teams that they're playing that aren't really... Oh, and sorry, the Colts. So, no, I think I just said... No, I said the Colts. Colts, Chargers, Broncos, playoff teams. Fighting for playoffs are Cowboys and... I lost it. Texans. So the only team that they play the rest of the year that is not... Oh, no, wait. The only 2 teams that they don't play that are probably not going to go to the playoffs are the Titans and the Raiders. So until I see that small E next to their name saying eliminated from playoff contention, I'm not counting them out yet.
No, I'm not counting them out. I'm just saying they have to win out.
Yes.
So they just need to drop the game.
Yeah,
and it would be really, really sweet if they were winning out. And then we beat the Chiefs at home on Christmas Day and dash their playoff hopes. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. Completely fair. Oh, excuse me. But there's still, 7 weeks left?
That would be so much fun, Mama.
That actually would honestly be a fantastic Christmas present. But... Are we ready to go around the NFL?
Yeah, I don't have a lot. So
okay.
I think you have more than me. So you want to go first?
All right. So we were talking about reffing earlier. The first one I have. So after that glorious victory against the Chiefs, I watched a little of the Sunday football game between the Lions and the Eagles, which was another defensive game, which I do want to point out. The Raiders, and I forgot to point this out last. No, I think someone, either you or Lindsay, pointed this out last week. The Eagles beat the Packers 10-7 and got all the praise. We beat the Raiders 10-7, and it's like, oh, really? But that's besides the point. So,
well, no, I mean, I love someone who tweeted that 10-7 and said, "Look, it's like bad games happen."
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just the issue is we want to blow the Raiders out, and of course, everything changes the narrative.
Right.
So, a lot of people said, "Oh my goodness, you know how tired we are."
Yes.
We're tired. This mini bye is going to come at a straight time, at a good time. Well, we can face the Chiefs fresh. We have some injuries. Going against the Chiefs is still going to be tough, but then we have the bye after that. So, the tweet that came out that said they only play 1 game in the next 23 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we've played 10 in the last 53.
Mm-hmm. 7 in the last 39 days, I believe.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yes, they are elite athletes, but oh my goodness, your body can only do so much.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
they're tired. And I do think, I stand by what Ron and I say, that right now, the Broncos tend to play down to their competition.
They do.
And I don't know if that's a Bo Nix thing, if it's a Sean Payton thing. But, now looking back, a lot of people said, we could beat the Raiders, and Sean did just enough to beat the Raiders so that we weren't showing our hand.
Right.
And that way Kansas City comes and struggles against us. And, I don't know if that's true or not, but it looks like it could be true.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, it's just like I said about the other thing. It is so funny how quickly the narrative changes. Right? Bo Nix couldn't do anything right. And oh my goodness, Sean Payton is using the media to leak that maybe he's out of patience with Bo and maybe he needs to draft a new quarterback. Until this week, it's about, oh, look at the decline of Patrick Mahomes over the last 3 years. And suddenly there's all these charts and graphs and percentages and clips to back up that narrative. Well, you were just so sure he was going to blow out Bo Nix, who's already looking to be replaced by his head coach. Now, oh no, it's Patty Mahomes has hit a downward slit. So unless you're Chris Collinsworth and Tony Romo, where Patrick Mahomes can do no wrong, and that's just what, and it's one of the reasons we started this podcast, because that's just what sports talk has become. And like, we try to be honest, and like I said, I don't even know. We've dissected it from everything that I know. It's the same thing. There's too many screen passes. I can't tell if Sean Payton is calling it because Bo can't make the play, or Bo can't make the play. So, the chicken and the egg thing. So, but now we've had a great win. We had a solid victory. All three phases worked well together, even with the major injuries that we had. So now we run the AFC,
It's a different world than when we lived in 3 days ago, isn't it?
And so, now all of a sudden everybody, the dynasty is over. The reign is done. Maybe. And so that's why I try to pull up. It's going to be difficult for the Chiefs to stay on top. They are facing real world issues.
Yes.
I don't know if Mahomes has declined.
Yeah.
I do think the complaining of how he couldn't be touched and he's getting hit a lot more this season, I think is wearing on his body a little bit.
Absolutely.
Ever since the game where he pulled up like he was going out of bounds and then went down and trucked the guy and then got up talking shit. Ever since that game, the kids' gloves have come off with Mahomes and people are hitting him. More than he's ever been hit.
Yep.
So I think the complaining about him, that the little glitch where he pretends he's going to go out of bounds and then he doesn't, I think more football players have decided we're just going to fucking hit him.
Yep.
And it's not been being called.
No, I don't think I've seen.
I haven't seen a lot be called. And like I said, you said, this is my new favorite pitcher. And I said, my favorite is on the last sack. He wasn't even all the way down and he already started calling for a flag and begging for a flag. And the ref didn't look twice. The ref was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So, I don't, I think the game has changed on him a little bit, and some of that wall of the fortress around him has dropped.
That wall of invincibility has dropped.
And I bring up the salary cap and I bring up the coaches that have come to the AFC West. I think it's going to be difficult for them to continue at the level that they've been at without some rebuilding and some restructuring and some serious, pivoting, because football has changed on them in the last 10 years. And that's fine. That's what it does.
It does.
But I'm just leery of it because I don't know how many times I heard that the Patriots reign was over and it wasn't fucking over yet.
Nope.
So what, taking a game from them and keeping them at 500, I don't think is enough to deem it done. Now, if it is done, this will be the game that decided it was done.
Yes. Yep. Sure will.
But I don't think they're done with all their success yet.
No. I think there's still some there. And that's just me. That's just me being cautiously optimistic. But back to the game. So I watched the Broncos, the Lions and the Eagles game on Sunday night after our glorious win. Very good defensive game. But then it came to a third, I want to say it was a 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7. Jalen Hurts throws the ball to his receiver. Completely uncatchable. His receiver wasn't going to catch that for a mile. And Rock Ya-Sin, which I think is one of the more interesting names out there, which I'll say interesting as far as I love it, got called for defensive pass interference on an uncatchable ball. I know we were going to talk about like not the whole ref thing, but
no, just in our game, but that's why, because reffing is just bad across the league.
Mm-hmm. Everyone on Twitter was like, "How the hell was that DPI? What are you talking about? The fix is in. They want the Eagles to win this game." Like, I mean, if Mahomes isn't getting the calls, the whole calls are going somewhere, and it seems it's going that way.
I don't know what the league has against the Lions.
I don't know either, honestly.
I mean, it's one of its anchor franchises. I'm unclear why the fix wouldn't be in for the Lions at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But, I hear that a lot. I hear people complain that the NFL protects the Steelers.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's the beloved franchise. And I hear it a lot compared back to the owners. What owners are good with Goodell?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the Lions improving and being contenders was good for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, they can't catch a break.
Mm-mm. It's sad, really. Like, the Lions are one of the very few franchises that I do want to see be successful. Obviously, except for they're playing the Broncos. But those fans have suffered for so long. I would just love them, and I would love the Bills to please, throw them a bone at some point.
Well, they threw them 4 in a row.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
They just cannot.
Sorry, Jim Kelly.
Poor Jim Kelly.
Yeah, reffing. I mean, I just don't know what else to say. Reffing is bad across the league.
Yeah,
it just is, and it's. I complain about it in the Bronco game. I try. It's very difficult for me. I try to be kind of even keeled with it and go, yeah, they missed that. Some of it's very egregious. I don't know how you missed the holding on Nick Bonito.
Yeah.
I don't know how you missed the arm around the waist on Franklin. I don't know how you call a little tap away from the play, that negates a pick six. But again, then I sit there and go, oh yeah, they missed that false start on that pass that won us the game. Never mind. But it's, I don't think that there is a game watched that's tweeted about or someone's not complaining about the reffing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of it is they've made it too hard.
Interesting.
They've made defending a ball too hard. They've made a catch too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
They've made all these, for the protection of the players, they've made every tackle a penalty.
Yeah.
And when everything's such a judgment call, like forward progress, when they'll stop a play that's not over yet, or let one that is over keep going and going and going until they get a first down. When everything's a judgment call or everything's so complicated, it's too hard to be consistent.
Absolutely. But I mean, we'll see what happens with the Lions. Hopefully I think right now they'd be out of the would they be out, yeah, I think right now they're out of the playoffs, so hope that the AFC gets talked about how huge, how close everyone is, but NFC is becoming really close too. So take that as you will. All right, you are up.
So Shador Sanders got to play some football.
I did hear that.
He looked very bad at it.
And I did hear that he's supposed to start next week too.
Yeah, maybe he'll have a good week of practice. He went 4 of 16.
Mm-hmm.
Shador, I'm kind of tired of his story because there's the side that thinks he's a Nepo baby. And there's the side that, he's a Nepo baby that was forced on this coaching staff. And that he's overhyped, that there's a lack of talent, that he's got some bad traits that can't be fixed or coached away. And you got the camp that thinks he's been discriminated against, that there's some big revenge plot against his daddy, and they're gonna take it out on the son. That says no, he has flashes of talent that just needs to be developed. And yeah, he was in the 5th round, but that is a big conspiracy. And so what if he came out of the 5th round? Brady came out of the 6th round.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the coaching staff gives him no reps with the ones means he's being set up for failure.
Yikes.
So the ongoing debate will rage. I mean, I don't really care because I don't like, and I know so many of our listeners are also Buffalo fans.
Mm-hmm. Careful that come for you.
I know. I don't like Prime. Now, I don't hate him, and I don't have anything against him. I don't like him. In my opinion, he's like what I say about Talib. He's what I say about Draymond Green. When he's your guy, you love him.
Right.
And when he's not your guy, you don't like him. Prime is that guy, and he wasn't my guy, so I don't like him.
Makes sense.
But it's because he's that guy, and he's not my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, so many people hate Talib, can't stand him.
Right.
But I love him. But he was my guy. He was my shit talker. He was my chain snatcher. He was willing to go to war for the guys that I liked.
Yes.
So I like him. If you're not a Bronco fan, I can see why you don't like Talib when you're like, what is this guy doing? So to me, the same with, as a Warriors fan, I love Draymond Green. Kick everybody in the fucking balls. I don't care. Because he's my guy. If he wasn't my guy, I'd be like, what the fuck is that asshole doing? But he's my guy. He's my, I'll come for you if you fuck with the Warriors. So Prime to me is that guy, and because he's not my guy, I don't like him.
Right.
So I don't really care if Shador is a success or not. It doesn't interest me because I'm not that interested in Prime.
Right.
Now, I will say I see clips of how Prime coaches college ball and some of his motivational talks to the players. And I appreciate what he's trying to do for those players off the football field.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the message that he is sending to young men.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like the way he handled Shador's draft wasn't right.
Yeah.
But I am old school. I'm a slave to tradition. I want it to be like it has always been when it comes to football. Not other things, but when it comes to football, I don't really want football messed with. And I don't know. I'm not at the combine. I'm not at these interviews. When these coaches come out and say he couldn't answer our questions, then, I got to believe the coaches. Because I absolutely do not believe that coaches today have some grudge against
someone who hasn't been in the league yet. I think.
What the fuck is Prime's name?
Deion Sanders?
Deion. I fucking blanked on Deion. Has some long-standing grudge against Deion when they weren't in the league when Deion was in the league.
That's true, actually. It's interesting.
I don't know what big grudge these coaching staffs would have against Deion that they would purposely turn away first-round talent in a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not what rich owners do. They want to win. They want to make money. They're not going to let some guy have some grudge against Deion. Right. So part of me says, I got to believe that, and I'm not all that great at interviews. I mean, I've left some interviews going, holy shit, that could not have gone worse. What the fuck were you thinking, Kelly? So it is possible he gives bad interviews. Mm-hmm. Young student athletes tend to be cocky. Oh, absolutely. They tend to be arrogant. It's part of what makes them good student athletes. Mm-hmm. I could absolutely believe that he could turn someone off with his attitude. Not because maybe he's a great guy. Maybe he's a sweet kid. But there is a way to present yourself, whether we like it or not. Right. So I could believe that he rubs some people, and I don't want to turn this podcast political, and I make the joke about Riley Moss being profiled and racially discriminated against. But especially if old white men are interviewing you, I could see someone young and arrogant turning an old white person off.
Yep.
I can see it.
No, I see it too.
So when they say they have a problem because he's a confident young black man, I tend to believe that too. So I tend to believe the coaches that go, he couldn't answer our questions. And I tend to believe the group that goes, I just think some old white guys have problems with a young, confident black man. I believe both groups. So I have come down that until someone shows me tape of something, it's probably a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Right. It is probably some mixture of that. The only thing I'm not buying is that these people that weren't even in the league when Deion was in the league somehow has some grudge against him that they're taking out on his son. That one I'm not buying. Right. The other two I am. So I don't know. Ex-players have said different things. Right. I've listened to some ex-players say, no, you only have so much time to practice. Third stringers do not get first round reps. Mm-hmm. I've had some ex-players I've heard say, yes, they do. First team gets 8, then they get 2, or, the backups get like 2. Some have said, the ones that say, no, there's just not enough time. You only practice for this many hours. There's only this many reps. And the players that say that the backups do say, you have to give the backup reps because what if they have to go in? Right. So I don't know. And it is possible that some teams run their practice differently.
Yep, the Browns could practice
it is
differently than the
possible
Bills do.
that some coaches don't give the backups rep. It is possible that some coaches do give their backups reps and that it's not universal amongst the league. So I don't know. But he was put in to protect the lead. A rookie quarterback that's never seen any enough playing time was put in to protect the lead, in quotes, protect the lead against the motherfucking Ravens. He wasn't going to do good.
Right.
And he didn't look good. So, we'll see.
Take that as you will.
So there's another ongoing debate that's just going to go forever. And you're going to hear the two narratives. And now it's up to Shador to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as he doesn't make the Browns too damn good that we got to keep going to playoff games in Cleveland again, I don't really care.
True story.
But it's interesting.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where this goes. All right. Anything else?
No, game of the week.
Oh, game of the week. Oh, there is one more thing.
But you have more around the NFL, don't you?
I do have more around the NFL. Something particular happened, and this particular moment has me fit to be tied.
I can't stand these dumbasses any longer. It's time for me to take action because I'm fit to be tied.
There's our new little thing. I'm working on it. So here we go. So yes, I am fit to be tied because there was something that happened in the last Pittsburgh versus Bengals game of the season. Early in the fourth quarter, Jalen Ramsey and Jamar Chase got into a conversation with one another sometime after a play. The play kind of happened away from them. Seemed like they're having conversation, things like that. Jamar Chase, one of the top receivers in the league. Jalen Ramsey, long-standing cornerback in the NFL for years. Seconds later, Ramsey appears to he throws a punch, and both met at Jamar Chase, and both men were separated. So we're like, yo, what the heck was that all about? Jalen Ramsey would later go on to say that Jamar Chase straight up spit right at him. Was talking about like if he gets spit in his face, like football is like the last thing on his mind. This and that. So the Jamar Chase is later on interviewed, and they're saying Jalen Ramsey mentioned that you spat at him. Like, is there any truth to that? And he goes, do my best Jamar Chase impression. I never spit at that. I never opened my mouth towards that man ever. I think these players are not realizing that there are probably 500 cameras all over that field. So someone went back and looked, and there was, it's straight up 4K. Jamar Chase spitting right at Jalen Ramsey's jersey. So you spit right at him. You've got what's coming to you. So Chase was suspended for one game. Was suspended Monday for that one game, which we would later find out that Jamar Chase was getting an appeal. It was revealed today that the suspension was upheld. He will sit against the Jets and lose $500,000. Here are my thoughts on this.
Is that his game day check, or is that what he's fined?
I think that's his game day check.
Okay.
Here are my thoughts. And Kelly, I'm going to try my best to be as mad as I can because this is actually one thing I've been really livid about. Spitting on someone is the most disrespectful thing you can do. It shows no sportsmanship. It is disgusting and it is absolutely rude. The spit itself was bad, but what makes me fit to be tied is the fact that Jamar Chase did it and then go on to lie to reporters about it makes him a jackass punk. It's so foul. It shows his lack of integrity, the fact that he can't handle losing, and there's cameras all over, and you're going to deny that? And what made me really upset is that he appealed the suspension despite the cameras catching all that. I'm sorry, Jamar Chase. Fuck all the way off. Just fuck all the way off for that. That was my attempt to be mad, which wasn't really successful.
Spitting is wrong. And if it wasn't on a football field, it could be considered assault.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. There have been times that I have been so angry that whatever I did in that moment, I couldn't tell you later what I did or what I said. Right. And when they come back and go, do you realize this is what you said? I never said that. And I did. I was just so angry in the moment. What my actions were doing didn't connect into my brain and my memory. The anger, it's like that saying when you go, I don't know what happened, I saw red.
Right.
That's a real thing. I can't think of anything in that situation that could have made Chase so mad that he spit.
Exactly.
But I think I can give him the benefit of the doubt when the reporters ask that if he was so mad at that moment that maybe he didn't realize he spit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't excuse it at all. There are 20 cameras for broadcasting at an NFL game.
Okay, so that's 480 less than I thought.
Yeah. There are 32 lenses that the NFL uses for reviews and like the thing in the pylon and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that would be 52. Unless you're at the Super Bowl, because then there's 100 cameras.
So 400 less than I thought.
So, but I can't believe that he didn't think that there'd be film on it. Especially since 80% of his job is reviewing film. Like, I can't imagine that he forgot it would be caught on camera. So that is why I tend to believe he was so angry at that moment. He may not have realized he did it. Mm-hmm. But once you saw the tape, and the appeal, I think, is just something automatically done. Mm. Right. Because Talib and Crabtree know they threw helmets. They know they threw fists. They know they got ejected from a game. And when their sentence came down, the first thing they did was appeal it. I think an appeal is just an automatic.
Okay.
I've not ever heard of anybody not appealing.
Yeah, I don't think it's been a while since I've heard of someone not appealing.
But who hit him?
Who hit him? Talib?
No, Jamar Chase. Who was he in this altercation with?
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey should have hit him twice. I don't blame Ramsey at all.
No.
And it's just how angry. Oh my goodness, I need to start taking memory medication. Who did Dak spit at?
Oh, no, I think it was Jalen Carter that spat at Dak Prescott.
Well, but that spat at him first.
Oh, yeah.
But it like down towards his feet. And so then he spit back at him. So one, the spitting in the NFL needs to stop.
Oh, I think what was
You're grown fucking men. Two, if you spit on somebody, I don't care what happens to you.
Yeah, I think Mike Tomlin said it best, that he said if someone spits at you, like, you do what's best for you in the moment. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, I will not begrudge you any reaction to being spat upon. And I just want people to realize, if you get in an altercation in a bar or on the street or on a bus or wherever and you spit on somebody, in a lot of states, that's considered assault.
Mm-hmm.
So be prepared for what comes back at you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But that's all I've got. That was I honestly did try, but it's tough sometimes. It's tough sometimes.
You're an even kill person.
I think that, I think that's what it is.
I'm very up and down and around and set and
so maybe we should do
personally offended by things that offend me, where you're more you're better self-regulated than I am.
I think I just had to be caught up like in that moment. Like if I saw it and we recorded right there and then, boom, that would be easy.
Yes, I can hold a grudge.
Mm-hmm.
Like I openly admit, I hate Pete Carroll from his fucking days at USC. I now have a master's from USC, but I still hate that man from coaching at USC.
Yeah. How interesting that is.
It was very hard. I'd grown up hating the Trojans. USC is the University of Spoiled Children. And then, I'm going to go get a master's from there. And it's very hard, except for USC UCLA week. Sometimes it's very hard to cheer for those Trojans. So, it's a learned behavior. I've tried to unlearn it and let it go a little bit, but God, Pete Carroll's face still just. But you're better at letting that go after the moment passes. I still sit in it.
Gotcha.
So it's emotional maturity on your part that I just don't quite have.
All right, then. All right, now we can get in the game of the week.
Yes.
Wow, Kelly pets Talib. Should I go first?
I would forget whose turn it is to go first.
I think we had Lindy go first because she was the guest. So whoever was before then. I think I was before then. Yeah, I think I was 2 weeks ago.
If I can find my notes. Oh, there it is. That's because I don't have a lot of notes on it, but I think the game of the week will be the Chiefs at Colts.
Okay, that's a good one.
Because the Colts have been kind of scary. And the Chiefs can't have to win out.
Absolutely.
Will they go to Indy and take down the Colts? Which I don't know who to root for.
That
I would really, 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 really like the Chiefs out of the playoffs, but I would really, 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 really like to run the AFC all by itself. You're a terrible bartender, Leaf.
That funny thing about that is that's been a huge discussion on Twitter this week.
But I'd really, really, really like a chance at that AFC, the number one seed in the AFC, and Colts hold the tiebreaker over us. Mm-hmm. So if they dropped a game, that would help us. So
right,
we have to win the West first.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the Chiefs eliminated takes us a step closer to the first goal.
Right.
I listened to Lieb and TJ Ward talk, and they said something. They said you can't skip goals.
No.
The first goal is still to clinch the West. You got to do that first before you start looking for the 1 seed.
Right.
So that means we want the Chiefs lose to more than we want the Colts to lose.
All right. So here's my thought on that process. For me, if there's any team out there that can keep Kansas City from getting into the playoffs, I'm going to root for them. With that being said, I looked ahead to Indy's schedule. Indy has one of the toughest schedules remaining. They still have 2 games left against the Jaguars, 2 games left against the Texans. They have to play the Seahawks. They have to play the 49ers. That's 6 of their 7 games. And then the Chiefs. Yeah, so that's all 7 of their games left are against teams that are either in, actually, I think all 7, or no, are either in the playoffs currently or are battling for their playoff lives. So I'm willing to let the Colts get this win here and see how their final 6 games play out, especially since 4 of them are against the Jaguars and the Texans. And then you have 2 against the Seahawks and the 49ers, which both teams are currently in the playoff race. So let the Colts have this one and just see what happens in their final 6 games, if that means that the Chiefs will be 1 step closer to being out of the playoffs. Because
so that's basically the same goal. We got to win the West first. We need the
Mhm.
Chiefs to lose to get them out of the running. Then it's just us and the Chargers, and we
Yes.
have a 2-game lead
There
on
you go.
them.
Yeah, we have 2-game lead on the Chargers right now.
But 7 games, that's a lot. But to get the Chiefs done, then we're only battling on the Chargers for the West. But so it's just, it'll be interesting to watch because
yeah. So process of elimination in a sense.
I forgot something.
What'd you forget?
I know, everyone's like, oh, now you're all in on the Broncos. I've been all in on the Broncos since I was 8 years old. But I like that it's been pointed out that the Broncos have beat the number 1 offense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They have beat the number 1 defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And they have beat both teams that were in the Super Bowl last year.
That's right.
So that narrative that, oh, they have had such an easy schedule.
I think I know where you're going with this one.
Can fuck the right off because, meanwhile, the Chiefs are 0-5 against their teams that are above 500.
And their own 5 and 1 score games.
Well, they deserve that because a lot of those 1-score games were helped by the refs. Because our winning drive, you notice our winning drive didn't have any penalty on it that gave us yards. All those 1-score games that the Chiefs win is because the yellow flag got thrown.
Yep. Or wasn't thrown.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm trying to remember who said it best. It's the football god's way of realigning the world. I think that's what was being said. I heard that this week, but I'm not sure if that's the exact quote. But that's the way I see it. It's just the football gods just balancing things back out again. My game of the week, I couldn't decide. So if it's okay, I picked 2 of them.
Okay.
I went with Steelers and Bears. And then I went with the Panthers and the 49ers. And the Panthers and 49ers, I'll say why. But first, I do have to mention that right now the Carolina Panthers have a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs. I just want to put that out there. Anyways, the Panthers have surprisingly been really good this year. They have Bryce Young, who has seemed to have turned a corner. He has his weapons. He has the guy from Arizona, and I can never pronounce his name. I want to say it's Mick. It's okay. Number 4. His name's really hard to pronounce, but he's been really good. He had a really good game against Atlanta last week. Carolina, I believe right now they're tied with the Buccaneers for first NFC South. This game here against the 49ers, I'm interested in because I want to see how Carolina does against a really good team. Not saying that they haven't played. They've played all bad teams, but this could be a true test that if they beat the 49ers, it could go long. It could be it's like how the Broncos beating the Eagles, how the Broncos beating the Chiefs kind of has shifted momentum a little bit. As I'm here focusing in on Talib here. And the 49ers, still the 49ers, they're fairly good. They are, I think, one game back in their division. That the NFC West itself is a gauntlet because you have Seattle, the LA Rams, and the 49ers right up there. And then you have the Cardinals. So every game for the 49ers is going to be really important. And I believe this game is in San Francisco. Let me just double check that real quick. It is in San Francisco. So, and it's on Monday night. So I think I'm going to watch that game. And then Steelers and Bears, as you've mentioned before, 2 teams that have been in the NFL for a very, very long time. Caleb Williams, looking pretty good. Has the Bears. Who would have thought the Bears would be leading the NFC North right now? And then
that's an interesting turn of events.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the Steelers, who are right now leading the AFC North, but there could be chance.
If anybody knows how to beat the Bears, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. But it's going to depend on if Rodgers plays. He says that his wrist doesn't need surgery, but they want to see how he looks Thursday and Friday before they decide if he plays or not. But if he does play, Rodgers has been known as the Bear Killer. It makes me sad to say that, the Bear Killer. So
the Chicago Bear Killer.
That sounds better. The Chicago Bear Killer,
not an actual bear.
Yeah, not an actual bear. No bears were harmed in the recording of this episode. But I couldn't decide between the two, so I picked those 2. So we're still gonna have a preview, but this is gonna be like a mini preview for 2 reasons. And I'm gonna put up right here as a little note here that there is no episode next Wednesday due to the Thanksgiving holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving! So we're gonna do our Broncos versus Commanders preview a little bit earlier. I know both teams are going to be going on a bye, so there's not going to be a whole lot to go off of. So I did say that. So Broncos will be coming off of their win against the Chiefs. The Commanders are coming off of a rough overtime loss to the Miami Dolphins. I did not if this is one week that if I didn't say the Broncos needed this bye to rest up some players, the Commanders probably needed this one to rest up some of their players.
Yeah, so I like the later buys.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate when your buy is in week 4 or 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this is the time people are hurt. This is the time they need the rest. This is the time you kind of need this week. As we saw how bad that game was against the Raiders. And I still say some of that had to be fatigue, and then look how much better we look after a mini bye. And now we get a whole nother week off.
Yep.
I like the later buys for those reasons.
Absolutely.
But man, when the later buys come, does your team really need the later buy? You need the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
The Commanders have had a tough go of it.
Yes.
Their second year quarterback, their young quarterback, their phenom, has been injured. He's been out 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was it? It was
I think it's like an elbow injury.
now it's an elbow injury, but it was something else first, and then a hamstring.
Oh, it was
and now an elbow injury.
I think it was like was it ankle maybe? Sore knee?
Yeah, something.
I think it was like lower body. I know that much.
I don't know. But Daniels has played 6 games, but he was 2-4 in those 6 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, he was off to a kind of rough start. He wasn't really lighting the league on fire his second year. Right. The most interesting storyline of this game right now is the fact that the NFL did not decide to flex this out of the Sunday night game.
Yeah, and I will go on and say this is that Thanksgiving week there's not a lot of strong matchups that aren't already on Thanksgiving or already on primetime. The only other game I would say the only other game that they could have flexed in there were the Bills and the Steelers, but I think CBS was going to protect that game, so there really were no other options.
And it's a week that it's a holiday where suddenly if you flex something, then somebody maybe can't do what they had planned to do.
Right. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good way to look at it.
Which I know, my God, you're paid millions of dollars. Who cares if you're going to miss a dinner? But those dinners matter.
Yeah.
And so, and I know they're warned, you know, we can flex this game out. You might be there, but, and it just changes things.
It does.
And I know it was like supposed to be Knicks versus Daniels, and they're both year 2 and the matchup with that. Yeah, it says 2 for a knee. I knew I had it in my notes somewhere.
Oh.
I have that he's ruled out for this game so that we will see Mariota.
Yeah, so from my understanding is that they're going to evaluate Jaden Daniels this week. And if they still think he's unable to go, that he will not go this week.
They are eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. Like, is it already too little, too late? And I think for the safety of Jaden Daniels, and especially since I think this is his third injury this season.
Third.
I don't think they'd want to risk that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't on the field.
So that means we'll see Mariota.
The Battle of the Ducks, Knicks versus Mariota.
Well, that's what you always think of with Mariota, but I always think of the last time that Mariota played the Broncos.
He got benched
during the game. I mean, the Broncos coming off the bye should win. Peyton should have them coached and rested very well.
Mm-hmm.
But 8-game winning streak turning into a 9-game winning streak, that number is getting high, and that streak's going to come to an end.
Speaking of that streak, I just realized that this 8-game winning streak is our longest one since 2012 when we went on that 11-game winning streak in Peyton Manning's first year.
Yeah, so So it's going to come crashing down at one point. We're going to have a loss. We're going to have a Monday that's not a victory Monday at some point.
Mhm.
I just don't think it's going to be against Mariota and the Commanders, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Oh, one thing to note real quick. This will be the first. I don't think it'll be the first time, but it'll be the first time in a while that the Broncos will be going up against Von Miller.
Yes. So Von Miller's there. And I will say about having a winning streak going, the team you least expect to takes you down usually ends that streak.
Yes.
After the 98 Super Bowl is a very sucky New York Giants team that took down that winning streak.
I remember that was the first time I ever saw the Denver Broncos lose a game, and I don't think I was like crying upset because, granted, I was 9 years old at the time, but I remember being fairly upset when that ball went incomplete on John Elway's last gasp Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary, yeah. But again, Bo tends to play down to the competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really like this to be like the Cowboy game where he just goes in and puts a complete game together. 2 complete games in a row would be awesome. I want all 3 phases to look like they're dependable throughout, any game that we play. And then a very interesting stat is for 3 weeks straight, Marcus Mariota has exactly 213 yards.
Oh, that is interesting.
It's like 213 yards, brick wall. He does nothing else after that yardage.
So that could bode well for us, especially, I believe, after the bye. A lot of speculation is that Patrick Surtain and Alex Singleton will be back for that game.
It would be a good game to be back on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mentioned that. So I think I only have one key matchup and one X factor. And the key matchup is going to be the Broncos offensive line against Bobby Wagner. Wagner has been known in the past to disrupt either in the passing game or in the running attack. And then my X factor is RJ Harvey because he didn't have a good game against the Chiefs. Given how injury riddled the Commanders have been this season, this would be a good game to have his rushing breakout game as a rookie. So, hoping that works. On that notes, I did double check my notes. I think we both had this as a loss.
I did because I figured we'd lose to Daniels because that's what the hype would be around.
Yep.
We haven't done good in revenge games up to this year, so it being a Vaughn revenge game, which it's not really because I don't think Vaughn is out for revenge. He loves us so much.
No, Vaughn, I would say Vaughn has had high praises for the Broncos. Like even when I would love to see like what he says about the Broncos next week, just to see like because he's
going to say he misses us.
Yeah, he's been saying like when he even was in Buffalo, like he misses them. I think he even mentioned it when we played Buffalo in the playoff. Like, dude, I miss those guys.
And when Buffalo beats Kansas City, he would go, Broncos country, I got you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I did have it as a loss. This is a game we should win now. And again, part of making the picks before the season starts is you don't have the week by week.
Right.
You're playing it on paper. All team is at full capacity. The tough physical game they had the week before isn't going to make you, tired the week after. But we should win this game. We really should.
So you change yours to a win?
I guess changing it to a win. And, I stand by my pick before the season started that it would be a loss, but I don't think Mariota's got it in him to beat us.
Right. Yeah, I had it as a loss. See, I would say this. If I knew for sure that Jane Daniels was playing, I'd be more skeptical changing it.
But I still think coming off those injuries,
yeah, I just don't think that the Commanders are willing to risk that. And so I think what's going to happen
But I just mean coming back after injury, you tend to be skittish.
Right.
And so it would take him, I think, a game or two to really get his feet back under him and believe in himself again and believe that he's not going to be hurt every time he hits the turf.
Yeah, and imagine having to come back from injury for the third time against the Broncos defense, who leads the league in sacks. That does not spell very well.
No.
So I think given all that, I'm going to change my loss to a win right now.
Yeah.
So we both have it continuing on for another week. But before we do go, I do want to ask you something. Since we will not be on next week, and next week is Thanksgiving, as we did mention earlier, I would like to ask you, Kelly, my wonderful co-host and best friend, what are you thankful for this year?
I have so much to be thankful for. You guys have been along on the ride where I get my master's and finally get my dream job of teaching. I'm back home, in California where I absolutely belong.
Mm-hmm.
I have my kiddies, Trevor and Talib. I have 4 boys. I have 2 grandchildren. I have, neighbors that love me and watch out for me. I have friends in all forms. I have friends in real life. I have friends on Twitter. That buoy me when I need it, that send me, confidence. And, I have a rough go with my students sometimes. I have kind of a difficult class, but this week some things have happened and they've given me extra love. And so, to see all that effort and energy pay off in that way of 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds completely trusting you and trying to love you back as hard as you love them. It's just everything. I am truly 100% blessed beyond anything I deserve. And I just, there's not a piece of paper long enough to list all the things I'm grateful for.
Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that. Let's see. Gosh. I pretty much could say pretty much about what you said. So I would say first, since it's a Broncos podcast, I'll talk about what I'm thankful for on the Broncos. Hafunga got it right this time. Troy Franklin, Bo Nix. The Broncos defense, which I hope they continue. Doing great things. Just this has been probably I love the fact of the matter is that we have won 9 of our first 11 games. We still have 6 games left to go. And oh my gosh, I forgot to mention this, that the Broncos have secured their 2nd straight winning season. No matter what happens, they will finish above 500, which I'm very happy for. But of course, as we mentioned earlier, there are steps that we're trying to achieve. And keeping on, we're just going to continue on with that. But outside the Broncos, I would like to say that I am very thankful for, I will say, the last year. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say last year. You got the listeners and you, Kelly, have been along for the ride over the last year, technically, as me starting off my substitute teaching experiences, not fully getting out of the para job, but now that I get to teach instead of be a one-on-one has been a very big blessing. I've been using this past year or so trying to get a more experience since student teaching. I didn't really get a big chance to do that since it was very short. But I'm very thankful for the school I work for, thankful for all the new friends that I made working at that school, thankful for the students, even though sometimes they can drive me a little crazy. But I mean, what teacher hasn't been driven crazy by a kid? I absolutely adore my students. And I'm thankful for all the friends I've made. Not only, of course, I mentioned in real life, but also having been back on social media, not full time, taking my time with it in a sense. Just being able to reconnect again. And then, of course, my family. And there's absolutely one person that I'm always thankful for. And I've been thankful for the past almost 10 years now. And I'm looking right at her.
The Broncos, man. What would I do without the Broncos? You know, and everyone's it's just football. Is it? Because football's opened up a world on many different levels. So, football this season is much more fun than it has been the last decade. I love the game of football, and I watch college football, and I watch other teams play football, not just the Broncos. But the Broncos are my favorite. And there's just, my world is more right when the Broncos are doing well.
Absolutely.
And, that's just fandom. So, that's how I feel. But, football really gave me a connection to my dad, like it does to most people. It gives me it gives me a connection to my son. It lets me meet great people to hang out with. Football is, and on Twitter, every week, football is family, and all of us are tagged in that one group, and that's just, and that's just how I feel. And social media, while it has many issues, the fact that it connects me to Bronco fans, it has helped. And while that means you see the toxic fans too, that fire everybody the moment they turn sideways, you meet the good ones too. So it's just, it's football, and it's sports, and it's undefinable for those that don't get it.
Absolutely.
But for those that do, it becomes family. It becomes a piece of your heart. And if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. But when you do, you do. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. All right. On that note, you ready to close this out until December?
Oh, wow. Yes. So you can find me at I Love to Lead.
You can find me at TieFlyGuy15.
You can find us both at the same time.
At In-Com-Plete_2.
And that's on Twitter and Instagram. All those DMs are open for challenge flag, song request, topic request, guest request, any questions, comments, and concerns. However, if sliding into someone's DM is not for you, then we also have an email.
in_com_plete at outlook.com. We are live every Wednesday night, obviously, except for next Wednesday, because Kelly and I are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving with our families and loved ones. But that is every Wednesday, except obviously for this Wednesday, at 9:15 my time, 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain Time, which where most of you are, and most importantly, 6:15 Kelly time. If you cannot watch us live, which we totally understand because of everything going on in everyone's lives, we are still available on your favorite podcast listening device, whether it be Apple, Spotify, iHeart. Usually 24 hours after we're done here. I've done a pretty good job at doing it like by 12 hours, so yay me. I only ask that you check us out, you give us a review, give how many stars you want, because
5. You want to give 5.
you want to give 5, because I've been upset with a couple ones there, but that's okay. Because and tell us what you like to see, because as much as Kelly and I love doing this podcast, which we've absolutely adored been doing for 6.5 years now. If there's something that you want to see done and you don't tell us what you'd like, there's nothing we can do. And we've come to the conclusion that we are not everyone's cup of tea. Because as you've seen today, we could be a shot of whiskey. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna actually take one more shot before we go. On that note, though, we do hope that all of our listeners, all of our viewers, have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll miss you guys next week, but this will give us a chance to recruit, get a chance to spend time with our families, so that way we can get ready for the finals. Well, technically it'll be 5 games when we get back, but we can start the home stretch. It's the path to possible January football. And we're very excited for it. Very excited for it. And so, again, cheers to you all. Ooh, that was a good one. And on that note, and until then, and until next time,
Go Broncos.